What's up, gang? What's that word, gang? Let me know what's that word or you heard on the curb. Let me know something. Y'all know we can't talk about this Boosie response. You know, he responded to Kewon White. Then we're gonna talk about the Karmelo thing. And then it'll be one more topic we'll talk about the US biggest scammer. We're gonna talk about that too. W gang. What's going on, Sticky? Sticky icky icky. Got Sticky in the building. Can y'all hear me? Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Is we in the building? Is we in the building this morning? Let me know. I can hear you. Bet. Bro, say we in the building. What you got going on, bro? You resting? I know you told me last time you was in the what, Nebraska? Something like that. I said, God dang, boy. Bro ain't playing on them. I've been too hot trying not to stand on them, huh? I know they been trying not to stand on them. I mean, Idaho. What is it, Idaho? I don't know if you pronounce it like that, but bump it. That's why we the savage. I know you done seen Weber did a new interview, gang. I know you done seen it. He did a new interview with Say Cheese, but Say Cheese got on members only. But at the same time, I be seeing it on the top, different clips of it. Yeah, Say Cheese won't even drop the real interview. He got it on members only right now. Yeah, he got that bad boy on members only. He said, I gotta check it out. Yeah, I ain't never bought no membership from that Joker. I ain't never bought now. She already got a membership on Scope Show. I already got a membership on Scope Show. Hold up. I don't be want to get out of membership to these different channels like that if I don't be rocking with them. Like, I mean, I rock with Say Cheese now. I mean, that just come on, come on, Ace now. I ain't tell you to talk. I ain't tell you to talk. Now you want to talk. What the dude said in you got sir. What's up, Jelly? Jelly at the telly. They say Jelly is at the telly. Shout out to Jelly, man. Yeah, Jelly at the telly, man. What are they talking about? What are they talking about? W Jelly in the building, man. No cap. Yeah, y'all, you know we came to talk about, we're gonna start at the 10-minute mark, game. We almost at the 4-minute mark. We came to talk about this Boosie response to Kewon White. You know Kewon White saying that he was the one that hit Boosie in the foot. Remember when Boosie went to Dallas, he got hit and he had to be in the wheelchair and Boosie still was performing? Yeah, Kewon White saying, nigga, it was me. I did that, nigga. I did that to you. And if this is true, um, Boosie, you're a solid nigga for saying you shot yourself. No cap. You know Boosie wasn't gonna say that. For the Boosie knowing, I wanted that Boosie know exactly it was that nigga did it. Or it was one of them niggas. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know. But we're gonna get into his response. We got a couple. Well, we got 5 more minutes before we get into the live. Good morning, blessings and prayer to you and your family. I don't see what's salute Peaches. I appreciate the prayers this morning. I appreciate blessings and peace to you too, my boy. You know, I mean, my girl, my boy Peaches. I don't know what you is. But I don't see no type of blessings coming through. No gifts, super chats, nothing. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Wait a minute. You were monetized. Now, congratulations. I definitely deserve it. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Appreciate that, Jay. I've been, uh, what it was last week, I want to say. I want to say last week, man, they monetized me right away. I ain't even have to wait. You know, some people, I don't know about everybody else, but I know like some people testimonies when they be trying to get monetized out here, they have to wait for this amount of time and all that. Man, they monetized me in like 2 days. Yeah, it took like 2 days and they did me quick. I said, God dang, you too. Appreciate y'all. But I appreciate y'all. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm talking about they weren't playing. I'm so Yeah, congratulations, brother. Man, appreciate that, Sticky. Sticky still in that bitch. Shout out to my dog, Sticky, man. You know that's my day one brother right there, man. No, 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 no. Let me take that back. I fuck with all my brothers now, but I'm just saying. Straight up. W to everybody in here, man. No cap, man. No cap. Early morning with the boy Savage, man. I gotta be more consistent. Yeah, I'm telling you, gonna have to be on that bad boy every day, at least if it's just for an hour, Jelly. That's all. Nah, no, 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 no. At least do. Nah, you gotta do at least like two. Do two, then come back and do an hour, something like that. Do it like that. That's all you gotta do. You gonna get. That's all you gotta do. Shoot, I'm gonna tell you, if you want it, you gonna get it. No cap. Just gotta keep getting on that bit, even when you don't want to. Just say bump it. I'm just gonna go live. That's what I do. That's why I've been trying. I'm gonna tell y'all why y'all really be seeing me on the bad what's so much. I've been trying to stick to the motto, the everyday car. I've been trying to stick to the motto because I don't want y'all to try to hold me against that. Oh nah, I thought he was an everyday car. No, no, no. I want to represent the everyday car. For real, for real. No cap. Now I might miss a day here and there, but most of my day I ain't never missed more than one day off here. No cap. Mhm. Real talk. This is real rap. Get the product and relapse. I'm being honest with y'all, gang. I gotta be honest with you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I gotta be honest with you. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Yeah, I gotta be straight up honest with you. I used to do no less than 5 hour screen. The longest screen I did was 12 hours. I did 2 hour screen back to back. Next night, 9 hour screen. A couple days later, 12 hour screen. Also, you need to get back to that then. And I talked the whole time. That's how. Listen, that's how I came in. I still can do that. Just look at them doing right now. They ain't even, you know what I'm saying? That's how I came. I still do that from time to time. I'm doing it now. You could mix it in with it. Talk to the people. Do content. Talk to the people. Content. You know, different stuff you want to do, Jelly. That's all. Different pointers. You know what I'm saying? How you want to do it. It depends on how you want to do your show, though. Everybody run their channel different. So, like, a lot of people want advice from different people that, you know what I'm saying, that do YouTube. And this how I feel. You want to really figure YouTube out until you just go through the motions on your own and see what's what and what not to do, what I need to do, what I need to work on. Oh, okay, this do that. It take for yourself to find out what you really need to do. No cap. It ain't from nobody else telling you, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that. Cause maybe what I'm telling you might not work for you, or what they telling you might not work for you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta just go through the motions on your own and figure out. Cause I ain't know nothing about it. It's a lot of this stuff, and I'm still learning. A lot of stuff I be learning on YouTube. I'm like, dang, I can't believe I ain't know this and about that and about, you know what I'm saying? But I be learning. I'm learning mistakes. You know, I'm learning what to do and not to do on YouTube though. Look out. You learning. You It's a learning process. Try so out nothing to lose if you're not right. Facts, facts, Jelly. Them are facts. Yeah, them are straight facts. For real, for real. Oh, we at the 10-minute mark. Okay. My fault, y'all. I ain't know we was at the 10-minute mark. Ace, where you at? We need you. Let's get into the intro real quick. We need you, Ace. Let's go. Get the lights up, gang. Hit the sub button if you're new to the channel. We finna get into the live. Let's go. We gotta break it down. Hey, he's gonna miss the squeeze up when he dropped that bit. Hey, let's talking about where you at. That nigga asking me like he whipping. Where you at? Nigga, you must know women, nigga. That nigga doesn't know women. Yeah, that nigga doesn't know women, man. That nigga doesn't know women. I know you do. You ain't got a lot of me. I know you know women. Let's go.
Rapper Boosie was shot in Dallas. That word coming from Mo3's manager, Brandon Rainwater, but he didn't give us any more details. Police say someone called 911 and reported the shooting at Big T Bazaar earlier this afternoon. But when officers arrived, they didn't find anything. They did say someone later turned up at a nearby hospital with a gunshot wound. However, they don't know if it's related. TMZ is reporting that the Louisiana rapper was in fact shot in the leg and is being treated at a hospital.
Like I said, I got my stick going, bro. He had like a little 4.5 or something, 9 or something. Yeah, some kind of Glock, some kind of pistol. All you hear is.
I hop out, I start shooting. Bow, 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 bow. Mo3 alleged killer Benzo Bleen made some shocking allegations about Boosie being shot in Houston. And the internet saying he snitched on himself. But what I heard was him snitching on the real shooter. And Boosie's response got the fans feeling like he confirmed everything he said. Make sure y'all smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Music 101, The Street Report, and I'm back with another video. Let's get it.
Imagine being able to build an app
Man,
with your
come
name
on,
on
man.
it just by thinking about it. Meet
I'm trying
Base
to get it to the
44.
live. Let's go.
Let's get into it. Kewon White, a.k.a. Benzo Bleen, did an interview with real-life street star and said this. Wait, this video is sponsored by Free Cash, the app that's literally paying people to play games.
Yeah, right.
All you got to do is scan the QR code on the screen right now.
Don't scan
click
it,
the
y'all.
link pinned in the comment section.
That's
You got
some
your
BS.
phone in your hand all day anyway. Why not play games and get paid? It's free cash.
No, November 14th. Yeah, I don't know if that day comes to mind you, but
What's November 14th?
November 14th is
You know what they talking about.
when Lil Boosie came down here to
Oh, man.
uh
That day.
yeah, he came down here after Mo3 passed. And he came down here to show his respects. And there was a situation that took place, you know, at Big T or whatever.
So, we won't get and we just walking around chilling. You know what I'm saying? Now I do, you know what I'm saying? I do have a weapon on me. You know what I'm saying? I had a Draco up under my left shoulder. No, I mean not shoulder, the armpit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I carry it because I had a jacket, a bubble jacket on. I had a home because she like, Kewon, come here. But long story short, so we trying to know. She like, man, guess who in BT right now? I'm like, ooh. She like, I'm like, what? You lying? What Boosie? You know what I'm saying? Cause like I ain't no head smoke with Boosie. You know what I'm saying? Like Boosie was legitimately one of my favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like, was. So I'm like, where Boosie at? She's like, he in Gym City right there. They been too. He ended up coming out that bitch. And when he came out, I'm like, damn, it is Boosie. All right, damn, okay, well, it's crazy. So if me, myself, I'm not trying to get up and get no picture, no shit like that. I'm like, yeah, this is a chance where I can show a nigga that I got some talent with this music. You know what I'm saying? No, you're not.
What talent?
So I'm like, Boosie, look at
I ain't never heard of this nigga until he got into
what's up?
3.
I'm like, hey, bro, I'm trying to show you some
To the Mo 3
music.
case. Nigga, we didn't know who you were, nigga. Stop it.
Like,
I ain't know who you
weird
were.
ass moves. I'm like, what the
Stop it. We didn't know who you were, gang.
weird. And I see him start whispering to these big ass black.
For you to say something weird is crazy. Let me remind y'all, Mo 3 is dead at this point, and I'm sure Boosie was aware that Kewon and Mo 3 was beefing. So
Right.
why would he embrace you and he know who you are? And he's in the city to show his respect to Mo 3. Let's continue.
So wait. Boosie, he's upset.
Now, I don't know now.
You
I
can see
don't
that
know if
he's
Boosie
upset.
really knew
Is he
that
upset?
nigga.
Is he mad?
I ain't gonna just say he was mad or no shit like that. I'm gonna say he was like aware, conscious. You know what I'm saying? He was aware of like, man, this ain't supposed to be around me type.
Right.
That's what I'm feeling.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Because when I looked down and seen what they were looking at, I seen I had my chain on. I'm like, damn, my GRC chain. You know what I'm saying?
What's wrong with you having a GRC chain on with Boosie?
Man, me personally, I don't know.
That little small chain.
You know, his artists were
I can't believe
talking
Boosie
to
saw
him
that
about
chain.
what's going on.
Ain't no way Boosie
did
saw that
do
little
an
bitty
interview,
chain.
And he said in the interview, like, you know, like my artist, he was talking about 3. You know what I'm saying? He was like,
Boosie did not see that little small chain. Ain't no way.
3 really never talked about his problems with me, his beef in the city and the streets with me. You know what I'm saying? But I always found something like, you need to get out of Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They say, bro, do be pillow talking. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the 3. We're gonna keep it real. You know, I ain't talking bad about him. I'm just saying what's real. He's all people say. So he probably pillow talking, but like, yeah, man, them bitch ass niggas ain't me with, you know, I need to yell. The GRC niggas do yellow, the CME niggas spreading, PMG yelling, you know what I'm saying? And like, he probably already know this because, you know, Boosie used to and they did a little video shoot to That's On Me remix. And, you know, and Boosie used to be out here in the mix before he got separated the way he got separated. You feel what I'm saying? So he probably just knew the letters on the chain and was like, oh yeah, them that bro B.
Hey, y'all smash the like button if you ain't already did, gang, for me.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got my stick going, bro. He had like a little 4.5 or something, 9 or something. Yeah, some kind of Glock, some kind of pistol.
Oh, you talking about the dude that was with Boosie?
Nah, I'm talking about my
Oh, you're fine. Okay, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
It was at this moment that he knew. He thought.
Yeah, he's
Keep
over.
in mind,
He's over
he
with.
said he had a stick. His homie had a 4.5. Why are you giving us details about what kind of guns y'all had? So your homie had a 4.5, right? Y'all remember when Boosie did an interview and said he was shot by a 4.5?
What all, you know, we were just there, man, just to, you know, kind of celebrate Mo 3. And you know,
Yep, I just was going to pay my respects, because that was my real friend, and I let him get shot. When you get shot, you don't talk about it. You just wake up in the hospital. The wind shot me.
Y'all think Boosie know?
It was windy that day.
Y'all think Boosie know who shot him, man? Come on, man. Get the lights up if you new to the channel. Hit the sub button for me. Turn this bad boy up for me, man. Come on. What we doing? But y'all think Boosie know who shot it? Come on,
It
man.
was in November. Well, how bad was the shot? Because I believe I seen that you had
Man, that
a few
Boosie.
complications
You
with
don't
it
know Boosie?
going forward.
Yeah, I mean, still got iron in my leg, bro.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hey, so Boosie say he still got iron in his leg from that. Hold up. My fault.
Yeah.
Damn.
It blew my kneecap out.
Dang.
No shit. Okay.
Yeah.
With big bullet then, I take it. Probably.
45.
Damn.
Now that we know he say his homie had a 4.5 and Boosie was shot by a 4.5 and he had a stick, listen to this.
So we bust a light, and now we cruising in the front of the main strip on in front of Big T. And so I see I said, and them niggas just looking around, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, little bit, look at them. So, bro in the front seat, on the back seat, you know what I'm saying? And I know, like, man, why the fuck bands on the back seat? You know what I'm saying? I'm just in the back seat chilling. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, if you see two in the front, you know you're going to be looking like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the back seat just chilling, laid, stretched out. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, bitch, go on, keep going. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop right here for a second. So, bro, stop. You know what I'm saying? I see him looking, and he look at me, give me that little mic. They just do like this. You know what I'm saying? And we, man, all you hear is, I'm like, dang.
Man, ain't nobody shot that many shots.
So wait a minute.
Ain't nobody shot that many
Wait a
shots.
minute. Wait. First of
Stop
all, you're
it.
not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
I'm telling
So
you.
basically, you shot up the car,
I
but your
ain't
homie Bullet was the one that hit Boosie. I'm telling y'all what's going on. Bro getting ready to go to trial for Mo3 murder, and he know he cooked. Him doing this
I said the same thing last night, man.
That's an open case, and mentioning his homie had the same gun that Boosie was shot with, and he put him and his homie on the scene at the time of Boosie shooting. Come on, man. Y'all already know what's going on. Get in the comments and let me know what Benzo Bling, a.k.a. Kewon White, is trying to do. Now, Boosie responded and said, boy, you a shooter, a rat, and elfing transmissions. Now, that comment got the fans feeling like Boosie is confirming what Kewon is saying because he didn't deny it. He called him a shooter. He also called him a rat. And he said he was elfing transmissions. Speaking of transmissions, Kewon White, ex-boyfriend, that's a trans.
Chill out, gang.
Said, Boosie mad. Benzo hit him up when he came to Dallas.
Man, hold up.
He should have got
Hold
Boosie
on.
instead of Mo3.
Oh,
Damn.
no. Oh, no. Hold on. Oh, no. You ain't finna get past this. Oh, no, not with Savage. Hold up. Oh, no. Where's she at? I meant him. I meant, hold up. Let's go back. We're going back, gang. We gotta go back. Wait.
Going on.
Wait.
Get in the comments
Wait.
and let me know what Benzo Bling, a.k.a. Kewon White, is trying to do. Now, Boosie responded and said, you a shooter, a rat, and elfing transmissions. Now, that comment got the fans feeling like Boosie is confirming what Kewon is saying because he didn't deny it.
No, listen, I heard about it, but I didn't know how he looked it. I meant she looked it. Sharon.
Speaking of transmission.
Hold up. Oh, my God. Chill. What? He. Shit. Oh, what? It's over. The street's been over. Yeah, the street's over with. Streets is done. The streets is done.
That's a transmission.
The streets is done.
Boosie mad.
Oh, the streets is done.
He came to Dallas. He should have got Boosie instead of Mo3. Damn. The internet brought up Yellow Beezy when Kewon White said this.
Get into the car. You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
We had to get into the car.
You shot your boyfriend? I meant,
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's
that
your phone. He like, nah, but you shooting Danzos, calm down, man. He
so
ain't like that, bro. You
so this
shooting
nigga here, this nigga here, he was going with that, bro. So Mo 3 got unalive by a transmission lover. I'm a mechanic that like to change transmissions. Dang, this is crazy work, gang. But this is crazy work, boy. Ain't no way. Y'all done blowed my mind for this morning. I don't even want to look at the rest of the video, to be real with you. God dang, boy. You was going out like that, brother? Nah, boy. Ain't no way that's true. What's that? That gotta be AI. What's that picture AI? Ain't no way. Ain't no freaking way, boy. So get what? Where you at right now, you should be comfortable then. This nigga here should be comfortable. Yeah. It's plenty of them in there. You should be comfortable where you going. Yeah. You might as well get comfortable then. Yeah, go on and get comfortable, my boy. Yeah. You go to get comfortable, gang.
They was trying to get at you. They would have just did it right there. I'm like, what the fuck you think they was doing? Why you think they was whispering? I get my partner phone, and I'm like, I make a call. You know what I'm saying? I make a call. And when I make a call, I'm like,
I ain't even gonna cap. I don't want to hear no screech. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to hear nothing else screech from this nigga here. Anything he do in the future, I'm serious, y'all. I don't want to hear nothing screech from this nigga. I'm being honest. That one thing about him, he'll gun you down now. He don't mind doing that. But he like to change transmissions. So he's a gunner and he's a transmission changer. Crazy work. Crazy work, gang.
man, I call my partner. I'm like, hey, bro, where y'all live, bro? Like, man, if you hear us, bro, you know what I'm saying? I'm telling straight, like, man, Boosie, I'm up here, bro. I think they're trying to get in, bro. I don't know what's going on. But they acting weird as fuck. Like, where y'all live? And my partner like, hey, we're gonna pull up. I'm like, man, where y'all live, bro? Man, we didn't know this time I Boosie here, bro. These niggas, they pop like 612 deep. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Big Ruff from Louisiana, bro, a legend. Like, he a real gangster, you know what I'm saying? Well, in my eyes, before this day, bro was a real gangster. Yep. But so, I make another call.
That's a lot, gang.
What happened in this phone call? I'm not gonna, you know, say what happened in the phone call and no shit like that, but I made a real recorded phone call. And I'm like, man, well, I will say, I'm like, man, I think bro trying to get me, bro. I'm like, so I made a real recorded phone call. I'm telling my people who I'm on the phone with, I'm like, hey, bro, I think bro trying to get me, bro. They like,
Go to Rainwater.
I'm like, man, but we in BT, bro. I ran to Boosie. I'm like, for real?
Boy, for real?
You good? I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I think bro trying to get me, bro, because
Okay, bet, Sharon.
I was asking, like, man, can you check my music out and shit? And my people were like, oh, I don't do that. I was like, you know, I like Boosie, you know, I'm trying to, you know, I'm trying to see if I can get signed. Like, man, you know, he was tripping, bro. Like, hey, that nigga, what, check the music out? Like, you tripping. I'm like, how I'm tripping? You know what I'm saying? Like, how I'm tripping? And he like, bro, you tripping, bro. Like, bro, okay, you know what I'm saying? And then someone said, and I'm like, bitch, I hung up. I was like, bitch, I hung up.
And the hey, did you know you might get a big cash payout if you were in a car accident up to 1 year ago, even if you weren't?
And the reason why the internet is a legend that Kewon was talking
you
about
from
Yellow
Dallas?
Beezy when he said that.
Nah, I ain't from Dallas,
Yellow
gang.
Beezy was doing the interview with Say Cheese. He said this.
Something happened to you, I get on the internet. Oh, you feeling fucked up. I'm on my way. Yeah.
Shout out to Dallas,
I'm
though.
on my way. You been fucked up. I'm not from Philly. I'm going to Philly. Then I go to one of your hood stores. Bro, I don't got to do nothing. Call no shot. You're going to be like, bro, this Dallas business. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you not from here. You not finna come over here thinking you finna run something. So that's what the situation was. Like, you trying to come over here I ain't had to do nothing or say nothing. Like, I don't even know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? But he know. He know. He know the truth.
See,
So
see, Yellow Beezy was saying, Yellow said he know why he know why he got hit up.
We don't do all that internet shit. He know. It's more I can go into and like deep, but he know.
So you think he could have just came to you and it would have just been that?
Man, he know.
Look at it, Yellow Beezy been said it. He know why he got hit up.
That whole time of the year.
He know.
And at that moment, I think it's safe to say that when Yellow Beezy said what he said, we all felt like he was involved with Boosie being shot. Like he knew what was going on when Boosie got shot. Because it was too much passion and too much direct response to that situation. Like he was a part of it, or as if he knew what exactly happened. But y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think. And if you enjoy the content, make sure you like.
Of course he knew what happened.
Stop
it. Of course he knew what happened, man. Stop it, man.
Hey, do me
Of course he knew what happened. Stop it. Of course he knew what happened. Of course. Of course. Hold up, gang. He didn't say he know. He didn't say he know why he got hit up. Stop it. He know. That's crazy work, gang. I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me see something right quick. Hold up, gang. Let's get into this Karmelo Anthony.
In its case in the murder trial of a track athlete who stabbed another athlete to death at a track meet. The question is whether what happened was murder or self-defense. We're one of the
What y'all think, self-defense or murder?
in the courtroom, giving you all the details of what is happening in real time.
Oh, you from Dallas? Shout out to Dallas.
Testimony caused the family of the victim, Austin Metcalf, to step out today. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime.
Shout out to Dallas and Houston. I want to come to Houston and Dallas, man. No cap.
Today, the defense finally began telling its side of the story in one of the most closely watched murder trials in the country. With Karmelo Anthony's future hanging in the balance, his attorneys are now trying to reshape the narrative jurors have heard for days, offering a version of events that could determine whether he walks free or this teen spends years and the rest of his life behind bars.
He should have kept his hand to himself.
Over the defense is a
so y'all think?
So
y'all think he should have kept his? Y'all think he guilty then? That what y'all telling me. So y'all think Karmelo Anthony is guilty? Was he right or wrong for this? He look how they framed it. I'm saying, do y'all think they tried to jump him? That's what I heard too. I heard he got jumped. Then also I heard he was the one that started it. Like, I hate that we cannot see on the inside of the court. This is crazy work, gang. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
It's haunted this trial from the very beginning.
But I'm gonna say this here, gang. Why did he have the pocket knife on school campus? I'm being honest. What made him have that knife on school campus? Y'all know how schools operate, man. Come on, gang. What school you know to that you can have a knife or a weapon, any type of, I don't even care if you got a slingshot with you. They don't want you to have nothing on school campus like that. Don't you go to ISS just for remember the rubber bands with the little paper things on it? Yeah, we used to go to ISS just for popping them. So you know they ain't finna play with no weapons on no school campus game. I'm just being honest. Let's go though.
Why did Karmelo Anthony have a knife at a high school track meet that day? After
I just said this and I haven't even saw this video. I ain't even saw this video yet. I seen it pop up last night, the update, and I said, okay, I'm gonna talk about this in the morning. I didn't even saw the video yet. I just said that. Why in the world did you have that knife on school campus?
after days of testimony from prosecution witnesses.
But listen, if it's true, if it comes out to where he was getting jumped, is that true? Well, this changes it. It don't change everything, but it changed something. It might help him out. It might help him out. It might. Like I said, it might if they tried to jump it. They say 3 or 4 people tried to jump it. 3 or 4 people. If that happened like that, like we don't know, y'all. We ain't seen nothing. We ain't gonna see no tape until after the trial is over. They probably put it out. If they put it out after that. Because there's so much been going on with this case. But they might put it out after the trial. But we just need to see really what happened. All we going off is witnesses and people that say they was in the courtroom. That's the only thing we know right now. We ain't seen that actual ourselves. We ain't seen no. So y'all tell me y'all don't saw the footage. Y'all saw the tape. Stop it. Let's go though.
Witnesses, the defense called Anthony's track coach as its first witness, and from the moment he took the stand, jurors heard a different account of what happened in the moments leading up to the deadly confrontation. All right, before we jump into Karmelo Anthony's side of the story, I want to get with Court TV's Cody Thomas inside the courtroom once again today. Cody, let's talk about how the state finished their case, and they call a witness today who's kind of the link between Karmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf. He was teammates with Austin Metcalf, knew Karmelo Anthony to some extent. His name is Eddie. Why was his testimony important?
So we've heard this Eddie character's name, Chris, throughout the entire duration of all the student witnesses that have taken the stand. He is the common denominator. We heard a lot of people saying Karmelo knew Eddie. He came over and dapped Eddie up, gave him a handshake. Eddie was a childhood friend of Karmelo's now ex-girlfriend. So that's the connection there. Now, based on the testimony that the students brought up during the prosecution's case, they were all saying that Eddie and Karmelo looked like they knew each other. There was, it was the obvious link. That's what the defense kind of talked about.
Y'all smash the like and sub if you're new to the channel, gang.
They didn't know who Karmelo was, but they looked over. He was sitting next to Eddie. Everything came back to this guy named Eddie. All right. So I was thinking, as I'm been
don't be stingy on the gifts
or
the super chats.
Because
you know what I'm saying? Dang. Look out for me this morning. We passing the collection plate this morning. What we doing?
But one thing I was thinking before he got called was, if he knew Karmelo, why wouldn't he stand up and let everybody know? We know when all the commotion said, hey, this is my friend, he's here with me, you know, blah, blah, blah. Everything's cool. But never heard that from any of the students' testimony. But anyway, Eddie gets on the stand today. They're going through his testimony. He's about 5 or 10 minutes in. And then Eddie kind of all but says he knew who Karmelo was. They were cool.
So they knew each other. Y'all think they knew each other?
I wouldn't say we were friends.
So y'all think they knew each other or what? Y'all let me know.
Someone that he knew. Okay, cool. Now we move on to the cross-examination by the defense. And this is, I feel, was a little bit of a win for the defense. They showed a whole bunch of pictures of Eddie and Karmelo at these different group settings, at Eddie's house, no less. There was 50th birthday parties for Karmelo's ex-girlfriend's mother. Remember, Eddie and the girlfriend, this girl named Valeria, they were the ones that knew each other, and Karmelo was, I guess, the third party, you would say. So when they had these family functions, Karmelo obviously was there. Okay, they showed some group photos, kind of establishing. And then, here's another defense win to me today. They showed photos of Karmelo and Eddie together. You know, just being teenagers goofing off. One is playing a guitar. They're making silly faces at the camera. So Eddie gets up there under direct examination saying, yeah, I know him, but, you know, I wouldn't say he's a friend. But then the defense pushes back and is like, hey, if you're not friends, why do you have all these pictures together? But the crux of Eddie's testimony today, though, Chris, was that he definitely got emotional talking about Austin's death. He said Austin was like a brother to him. He said that on the stand. And when he was describing, everything that he saw that day, when he came back and saw Austin had a hole in his chest, he immediately choked up and started crying instantly. They had to walk up there and give him Kleenex. And there were some new people in the gallery today, Chris. There were 5 young boys, presumably former teammates,
So he was up there crying and
classmates
shit.
of Austin Metcalf.
Damn.
And when they were describing that as well, 3 of those 5 boys started crying themselves. And, these are, big football player-esque guys. And they were crying, too, just showing the,
them boy had them broke down and snot coming out the nose and everything. God dang, that's crazy. Let's go.
The emotional weight that this still carries.
Hit the like, hit the like and sub if you're new to the channel, gang. What we doing? Let's go.
Carmelo sitting there, he's taking it
like
all in.
Like I said, don't be stingy on the gifts. Other super chat. What we doing? Y'all gonna do me like that this morning? All right, bet.
Looking at him on his at his table with his defense as this testimony is going on, still sitting there stoic. I don't know what's going through his head. I'm sure he's realizing the gravity of what's going down, but his defense, the state rested today. So his defense is up, and they've called 3 witnesses so far, 2 students included, one of those being one of Carmelo's friends, too.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of time spent for both the prosecution and the defense kind of establishing like why Karmelo Anthony was under this tent, because from the state's perspective, they've hammered this like tent culture of track and field where it's like you don't go under the tent of another school. But then with this Eddie character coming into play, like the defense
Eddie, you okay? Eddie, you okay?
That, like,
Eddie, you okay? Eddie, you okay?
Tent, that's why he's there. I wonder just how much any of that matters, because I just think of like if you're a juror, it's like, when do you enter like the bubble of the information that matters, of like the interaction when we talk about things escalating to the point where Austin Metcalf, maybe it's a hard shove, maybe it's a soft shove, that happens, and then you have Karmelo Anthony responding with this stab wound that eventually takes Austin Metcalf's life. And that kind of leads to a witness that came, one of the final witnesses for the state today, the medical examiner who conducted the autopsy on Austin Metcalf. And before we talk about part of it, I know you've been sitting kind of near the family of Austin Metcalf, and I know there's been body cam video, there's been 911 calls. I mean, it's just the weight of what they're going through. It's just hard to imagine. What did you see prior to that witness being called?
So, the student witnesses wrap up, and there was this sort of announcement. All the media, as you mentioned, we're all sitting behind Austin Metcalf's family. All 9 members of the media are behind them. So before this medical examiner comes up, there's an announcement that she's going to be the next witness, to which the prosecution turns around. If you don't want to see or hear about any of these things, I'd advise you to leave the courtroom, because now you're about to get into, the injuries and talking about them. And I was sitting there thinking we were going to see the injuries. We didn't. The jury got to see 4 pictures of it, but us in the gallery did not see those things, but they were describing it in detail. So anyway, the prosecution announces medical examiner's coming in. If you don't want to hear any of this, go out. Austin Metcalf's mom gets up and goes out immediately, along with some other family members and some people.
You know what, Sharon? I heard that. I heard he had a top lawyer right there in Dallas. I heard about that, Sharon. This is what I want to know, though. Will that be questioned in court? What I asked y'all about the knife being, will that play a part in the case about the knife being on school campus? Because we hear 2 different stories, y'all. We're hearing that the 2 twin brothers started it. Then they saying Karmelo Anthony started. They said he was the aggressor. So it's 2 different stories I heard, and these from people that was in the courtroom. I'm being honest with y'all. I heard 2 different stories. 2 different stories. Austin elfed around and found out. You think that what it was, Plant? I don't know. It's too many different stories going around to not know the real truth. I'm being honest, gang. Why in the world nobody is not saying the same thing, and they saying they was on the inside of the courtroom? Both parties are not saying the same story. No, the twins started it for sure. Oh, they did. So the twins did start it for sure. Is that for sure fact, Sharon? I need for sure facts on Sharon. On that the twins started it, because there's too many stories going around that people saying they was on the inside seeing the video. I don't know what to believe. But Sharon said she is saying right now it is facts that the 2 twins did start with Karmelo Anthony. Okay. Let's go.
some people in their camp as well. His dad, Jeff Metcalf, initially said no. He nodded his head. I was sitting right behind him. He said he didn't want to leave. And then the prosecutor kind of makes a face and just goes, I advise you to leave. I could hear it was kind of a whisper. It wasn't, an announcement. It was more so a direct to him, to which Jeff Metcalf finally got up and left. And, we heard about this 2-inch gaping wound. She described gaping, and she described the difference between gaping and a slit-style stabbing wound, where gaping is more of it's kind of like filleted open, not to be insensitive to it, but that's the way she kind of described it on the stand, and that it was a 2-inch deep wound that hit the cartilage of Austin Metcalf's sternum and actually pierced one of the ventricles in his heart. So it literally stabbed him in the heart, which is likely why the CPR and life-saving efforts were.
So plant-based is saying, bro, they should have just went to a coach and say, hey, old boy over here up on our 10, he ain't supposed to be up on him. So you saying they should have just went to the coach. So I'm hearing they tried to take matters in their own hand then. Right or wrong, gang? So can we agree, did they try to take matters in their own hand or no? Let's talk about it, gang. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Break it down with y'all. Because I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Everybody saying this and this, but I know y'all know something. I want to see how y'all feel. Sharon say yes. Plant-based say agree. Okay. They tried to take matters in their own hand. Okay, bet. What's going on? I just clocked in. What's up, Corey? We talk about the Karmelo Anthony trial. Was Karmelo Anthony wrong or the twins wrong, Corey? That's what we want to know. Sharon said that she believed the twins was wrong, and plant-based feel the twins was wrong. That's what we on right now. What's up, King AO? What's up, King AO? Oh, King said Melo only 5'7", and old boy only 6'3". So bruh saying that Melo was small and the other nigga was big. That's what he said. He said, hey, nigga, Melo was small. Bruh said, look at Karmelo Anthony. Now look at the twins. That's what basically King's saying. Okay. I see what you're saying, King. Two on one. That is wrong. That's what I was saying too. Because at first, when I heard about this story, when I heard it was two twins, I said, oh yeah, they tried to jump him. Yeah. When I first heard about this case, I said, oh yeah, they tried to jump him. Off rip, I said it. When I seen them and seen Karmelo, I had said it off rip. And I wasn't even there. I said, yeah, they tried to jump him. Two brothers? Listen, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna share this with y'all real quick, and then we'll get back to the video. This is no cap. Even when my brothers them was fighting and winning, I still jumped in, gang. I'm being honest. So one thing about what I'm trying to say is brothers is gonna stick together, but I'm talking about thick and thin, no matter what. You cannot tell me brothers is not gonna stick together no matter what. Don't matter how much they fuss or get into it, nigga. Just because they fuss, I bet nobody else can't pull up on them and say nothing to them. I bet you they can't. Right or wrong, stop playing with me, man. So I know what the deal was. Come on, man.
Weren't working because no matter how much the heart was pumping out, it was leaking, from the source. So it was really establishing the gravity of the wound, and the jury again got to see 4 pictures. 2 of them were Austin Metcalf on the autopsy table, and 2 of them were the heart removed from the body. That's what the medical examiner was describing they were seeing. So, of course, I'd imagine that a family didn't want to hear that. So mom, dad, and some other people, I don't know who they were, maybe the aunts and uncles, maybe it's just family, friends, and supporters of the Metcalf family. They all got up and left, about 7 or 8 of them.
And I wonder, too, I know from the first responders who were there, the people who interacted with Karmelo Anthony right after all of this took place, where it seemed like he didn't think that what had happened was going to lead to Austin Metcalf's death. But then you hear about, the medical examiner, I think, straight up said something along the lines of, like, there's no way that he could have survived this. Even if he was on an operating table, like a surgeon might not have been able to save him. The wound was that bad.
It absolutely was that bad. Those are the exact words that she said. And then one word that stood out to me, Chris, that she said, she starts describing the 5 manners of death, and to which she, classified this one as a homicide. And when she explained homicide to the jury, she said the intentional, bringing about of death by another human being. But the key word to that to me was, Chris, and I thought the prosecution would harp on a little bit, was intentional. It wasn't like accidental. It wasn't this and that. She said the intentional causing of harm that results in death by another human being. So I thought that was a powerful thing, that she said on the stand.
And you just wonder, too, like a statement like that, just that one line. And then I also know from some of these student witnesses who have just very bluntly said they don't believe that this is self-defense. We're going to talk about the defense side of things here in a moment.
Black on white, Corey.
Perspective, what they're trying to say. But you just wonder over the last couple of days, with so many people just bluntly saying that to the jury, what impact that's going to have. Now, the state ends up resting. Before we get to the defense, I know that there was a quick motion that the defense raised right as the state ended up resting. What was that about?
Where are you going? I'm not sure. SoFi's award-winning robo-advisor can help you put your money to work with confidence. And they offer a 30-minute consultation with a financial planner. Level up your portfolio with SoFi Invest.
We don't care about this. Let's go, gang.
The new way to own your brand with Wix Harmony. Create a site.
Yeah, the defense immediately motioned for a directed verdict. And in layman's terms, that pretty much means that the defense tells the judge, hey, I don't think the state really proved their point beyond a reasonable doubt. And if it was granted, the judge would be like, you know what, you're right. And pretty much grant this in favor of the defendant, to which there would be a not guilty and the defendant walks free. But the motion was almost immediately denied. The prosecutor said a few words, maybe 10 seconds, and then the judge looked over to the defense, Mr. Mike Howard, and said, yeah, your motion is denied. So they tried for the directed verdict before they started their case. Then we took a recess and came back in for the defense to actually start their case.
Now, when it comes to the defense's case, the first witness they called was Karmelo Anthony's coach. And so we heard from Austin Metcalf's coach on the state side. What did he say?
He was talking about they started off humanizing this defendant here, because let's not forget, we have a victim here, but this kid's liberty is at stake as well. He's claiming this self-defense and saying that, he feared for his life, which valid if he did. So this coach gets up there and he's talking about how Karmelo was this athlete who's on the football team, and they presented an exhibit of what they call the Captain's Awards at his school, to which you see Karmelo's name engraved as the captain in 2024 during his fall senior season. And they also pointed out that is voted upon by the students, pretty much trying to show that, Karmelo Anthony is a reputable guy. He's somewhat of a leader. He looks like a leader to his classmates and his teammates. So they talked about that for a little bit, and then they got into the, we've heard the tent culture. That was what a lot of this has been, that phrase has been circulating around in the courtroom, talking about each tent is like each locker room for each team. Therefore, people should not be hanging under the tents. Well, this coach was saying, I get that, but at the same time, I guess it's the discretion of each coach. Whereas we had the coach from Memorial High School, that was the absolute first witness the second witness by the prosecution, talking about how, strict he is and how, he enforces his rules. And we had that several student witnesses talk about how Coach Robert Starr, that's the coach for Memorial High School, has been strict. It's garnered some laughs inside the courtroom when they talk about how strict he was. But this coach here today was saying, there was times where athletes from another school would come under my tent when I'm there and, ask if they could be there. And I was like, yeah, we'll chill out and watch the 200 meters. But what the prosecution harped on during that, when they got under cross-examination, was, he specified when you were there as a coach, as a supervising individual versus, just the teenagers running free, because this coach also specified that they like to have a coach at the tents at all times just to watch teenagers, not think about crimes. You got boys, you got girls, you got a lot of hormones. You want to keep everything in line with a bunch of teenagers. So, started off with, positivity for Karmelo, which obviously his side is in support of. But when it got to cross-examination, it just seemed like the prosecution was just ready for everything that this coach had to say and tried to dispute anything that was being said.
Yeah,
so the coach was saying none of the stuff they were saying was true. So the coach,
why does Karmelo Anthony have
so the coach, so the coach, I'm saying, so the coach is not. What I'm saying, he ain't agreeing with what they saying. Y'all help me out, gang.
Out of track. Yeah. And I feel like to this point, like that has yet, and we'll
He's
see.
saying, nah, nigga. Come on, keep your hands to yourself. No one remembers. What you mean by that, King? You know what? Okay, I see what you're saying. You know what? I see what you're saying. You saying that we was raised to keep our hands to ourselves, but nobody trying to keep that in mind. Is that what you saying, King? This man say he making a what? Chill out, Viper. Stop it, gang.
I mean, they are just beginning to present their case. But even in some of the cross-examinations, like it seems like the prosecution continues to hone in on that in asking questions to whether it's a coach or a teammate of Karmelo Anthony about having this knife at a track meet.
Yeah, Chris, because that question, that's the biggest question, and it hasn't been answered. And, even with the 3 witnesses today, the second witness was a student and a very good friend of Karmelo's. And, it started off, I thought the defense was on a roll. I was like, all right, the defense is coming back now. This student was talking about how at different track meets, they go under tents. He sits under tents all the time. He actually specified that he sat under the memorial tent for several minutes with Karmelo because they had a common friend that was on the track team. So I was like, oh, here's some pushback. Here's, some clarity in the air about this tent culture. Everything's rolling good for the defense. And then the prosecution comes back and asks, 4 or 5 questions. One of those questions being, do you expect a knife to be at a track meet? No, sir. Should a knife be at a track meet? No, sir. Did you expect anything like this to happen? No, sir. Just all these different things addressing the knife situation, which, to the average person seems like common knowledge not to have a weapon on school grounds, no matter if it's legal or not. Just having a weapon, people can legally carry guns, but you can't have them inside a school. You know what I mean? So that's where the prosecution was going. Every single time the defense tried to get the ball rolling, the prosecution asked those 4 questions that the answers to those questions went in the prosecution's favor and not the defense's.
And I wonder too, because I know, kind of going back to one of the state witnesses
What's
today,
up,
who had mentioned
Bird?
that he felt like Austin was trying to intimidate Karmelo Anthony. So, eventually it gets to the point where, for whatever reason, he's in this tent. The members of Austin Metcalf's track team, Austin Metcalf, his twin brother, they just don't want Karmelo Anthony there. And then they get into this, back and forth confrontation. Maybe there's swear words being said. I know there was some trash talk one student talked about related to football that might have raised things to the next level. But
Y'all smash that like it. Smash that like and sub if you already new to the channel, gang. I mean, if you're new to the channel, hit the like, hit the like and sub.
There's still this question of
If you ain't already,
was Karmelo Anthony in a position where he needed to defend himself to the point that he pulls a knife out of a backpack and stabs Austin Metcalf in the chest. And it just seems like we keep getting to this point.
Appreciate that game
and you're kind
coming
of
through,
waiting
gang.
to hear that other side of the story.
That's exactly what everyone in here is waiting for. It's what I'm waiting for, Chris. I want to hear the other side of the story because everything so far from all the students, all the eyewitness accounts who were there on the scene, not talking about the coaches who may have been scattered out, across the stadium. We're talking students who were feet away under the same tent, every last one of them. And let me just address this too, Chris. I mean, I know, the racial aspect of this is a big deal. There have been several Black and Hispanic students, probably the majority of these students have been Black or Hispanic, testifying about these different things, talking about their love for the Metcalf family and what have you. But all of these students come back saying that they didn't even expect anything to happen. They thought it was just, some trash talk, some boys, just going back at it. And everything you've seen before, may have been some profanity. Some say they don't recall profanity. Some say they did. But none of them said that they felt like anything like this was about to happen. One of them even just said they thought, okay, when Austin shoved them, maybe there would have been a shove back and, that would have been it. But every last one said everything happened so fast, and then they didn't even realize what happened until Austin pulls his shirt up and they see a hole in his chest. So to your point, Chris, I'm waiting to hear the defense, whether maybe Karmelo Anthony will take the stand and testify about his own fears, which I would love to hear. I would love to hear both sides. That's how we get a fair trial.
Right.
But right now, as of now, we haven't really heard anything that results in self-defense by lethal force. In fact, one of the students today said, the question the prosecution's been asking towards the end, do you feel this was self-defense? Many of the students just say, no, sir. One said, no, that was lethal force versus non-lethal force. Which, fair point.
Yeah, and again, those are
so this is crazy,
if
guy.
you're a juror sitting there and you hear
that's what I'm
that,
saying. People
how do
saying
you
different
counter it
stuff
from the defense's point of view. And I think of does Karmelo Anthony take the stand? And we may be a good ways away from whether or not that is going to be a possibility. But I do think every single witness to this point who was there, who saw this, because he's under an opposing team's tent, Like, these are friends of Austin Metcalf who are testifying. So that is certainly a disadvantage, frankly saying, for Karmelo Anthony giving his side of the story. And he may be the only one who's able to give his side of the story.
That's what I'm saying. That Karmelo ain't got nobody that can tell his story.
To the final witness of today, who I think had like an interesting perspective on things. What did you see from the jury today? Because I know yesterday, the day before, like there were some really emotional moments. You could tell that the jury was getting emotional.
Yeah, not so emotional today, Chris. They were more so focused than anything, especially during the moments they saw those autopsy photos and, Austin Metcalf's heart literally out of his body. I was looking for some kind of visceral reaction, but it just all seemed to just really, just sitting there just looking, just not.
They showed that man heart out of his body. Oh, yeah. He might be cooked. Yeah, they showed the jury that and they was crying about it. Oh, man, this might not be good. I don't know, though. I don't know. We got to see. We got to see, gang. I don't know. He might be cooked. Get the lights up.
Nodding. They're going back and forth. They're walking up and down, the jury box, showing them these photos, explaining what they're seeing and, getting into all the medical terms and everything, which I'm sure, some of them probably received that, but most of them are probably just receiving the visual that they're looking at. But they were just very focused today. Very focused, just, really listening to what was being said in court. Sometimes I see their eyes wander to the prosecution's table. They'd wander over, look towards the other side, towards Karmelo Anthony, maybe looking for how he'd respond to any of these things, but nothing really emotional from that jury here today.
Well, and I know from, Austin Metcalf's family, like we've talked about, like his dad at times will put his hand or his head in his hand, and you understand why with that emotion. From the supporters of Karmelo Anthony, I don't know which family members are there behind him in court. Like, what is their emotion as all of this is going on?
It's just strict stoicism, Chris. No crying. I've seen, some men with their arms around what I presume to be their wives or girlfriends or maybe even daughters. There's a collection of them over there, maybe 15, 20 people on Karmelo's side, same amount over here on the Austin Metcalf side, but they're sitting there, no real tears. No one's really wiping any tears, but really just listening and taking it all in. Just stoic is the only way I can put it.
Now, when it comes to this final witness, we won't say their name because he's 17 years old. He is a student at Memorial High School, which is Austin Metcalf's high school. And in just kind of reading the notes of the day here, when it came to the defense questioning him, and he was a defense witness, so this is someone who knew Austin Metcalf, was on the team, and the defense is calling him. He had, I felt like, a little bit of a different perspective of what happened compared to some of the other students from this high school who have taken the stand.
Yeah, Chris, and it was interesting before he took the stand, or right when he took the stand, the defense attorney said that they had not talked before. It was like, sir, we haven't talked before. It was just 2 minutes right now in the hallway. I thought that was interesting because if you're trying to, gain an edge or gain a leg up, why would you have a witness that you haven't done, witness preparation with? But anyway, they start talking. They're walking through the events. It takes them about 20 to 30 minutes to walk through the lead ups to everything and what this kid saw. And we heard this for the first time today. He said, Karmelo, the whole thing with the hand in the bag and touch me and see what happens. He said that Austin Metcalf tapped Karmelo on the shoulder, like as an annoyance, like, oh yeah, touch me and see what happens. And then he says something that we haven't heard yet. He said, Karmelo said, okay, well, hit me and see what happens, or punch me and see what happens, which we haven't heard that testimony from any student so far. So I'm just wondering, why it was just now said here. We've had
ain't it? When you put your hand on someone, you better be proud for swiveling ass and his black person like the shoe was on the other foot.
He was testifying. He was kind of disagreeing with
you
some
right,
of the things
King.
that the defense attorney was throwing out.
You right, though.
Obviously asking questions to kind of fit the narrative of the defense here.
But it's all how the jury. Let me tell y'all. Like I said last night, though. I said this last night. I said it all comes down to the jury, gang. Will the jury believe it was self-defense? No matter what we say, no matter what nobody else say, it all comes down to the jury. It all comes down to them, gang. I'm being honest. If they say he guilty, he guilty. If they say he innocent, he innocent. But it's up to the jury. We can sit here all day and just say, yeah, he needed. It's up to the jury, guy. And then when they say they showing the photos, what's your position on this case? What you mean, like how I feel about it? It's up to, like I just said, it's up to the jury. And man, we can sit here talk till the cows come home, gang. Man, I sat here and talked about the case, a lot of cases to where people done turn around and people come out and be innocent. Look at the Hernandez Govan. I kept saying he was gonna be guilty, and guess what? The jury said innocent. So we never know until the jury really deliberate and all whatever how the case may go, and they talk and they ask, "Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?" That's when we gonna know the truth. I'm being honest, gang. I'm being let's be real, gang. That's when we gonna know the truth. Regardless of what happened or what Karmelo say, no, what the judge say, what the prosecutor say, what the defense team say, everybody say, no matter what everybody say on TikTok, YouTube, whatever, it's up to that jury to say, is this your verdict? Right or wrong? Right or wrong, gang? I'm not gonna be honest, gang. They don't need to sit here faking the front with y'all saying, yeah, he gonna get found guilty. Oh, he gonna walk away. Oh, he gonna do this. We don't know what's gonna happen until that jury speak. Give you that final answer. I'm gonna be honest. Numbers of these tiny YouTube kids got to school right for potential. Man, Melo had no interest in fighting. Why did he have that knife on school campus though? That's what I want to know. He had a weapon on school ground. He could defend himself with a weapon on grounds. He could but see, that's what I'm saying. Like with that knife being on school ground like that, man, that's kind of not a good look. I don't know if they're gonna, you know what I'm saying? They've been talking about that. What was he doing with a knife on school grounds? I'm gonna be honest. They got Timmy Whitneyville that got him doing the dirty deed. And that's what I'm saying. Look, Karmelo Anthony ain't got nobody to back him up. So he ain't got nobody to on his side saying, no. It didn't go down like that. Let me tell you how it really went down. He ain't got nobody to back him up. It seemed like the brothers got everybody on their side, got all the witnesses over there. They ain't got no witnesses for Karmelo. Come on, gang. Karmelo, no witnesses. What's up, Key David? Salute to Key David in here. No witnesses. No black jurors. He cooked. If Karmelo don't got no witnesses or no black jurors, he cooked. He cooked. Yeah, he cooked. Yeah, he cooked. Yeah, he cooked, gang. I'm like I said, I can sit here all day. I'm just saying. I can sit here all day and say he cooked, that he might get found guilty or I might get found innocent. Like I said, how I feel, if it's going like I think it's finna go, he might just be cooked. And then, like I'm saying, it's so much going pointing at him with the knife on school ground. What we got? Okay, what we got? What we got, gang? Let's count it up. Let's count up what we got. The knife on school grounds, right? Knife on school ground. Okay, what else we got? Somebody give me something. Somebody give me another one. A knife on school ground. You up under the wrong tent. They said you started it. You ain't got no witnesses. So they treat him like training day. Who is your witnesses, Jay? You got no witnesses. Who is your witnesses? You think my troops gonna help you? So Austin team saying, you think my troops gonna help you? Smiley. Oh, let's be serious. Let's be serious. My bad. Let's be serious, gang. Let's be serious. My fault. My fault. He said Karmelo has nothing but eyewitnesses that comply with the victim's side. Said the boy had a blade on school grounds. Bro. This is crazy work, man. He said, not what you know, it's what you can prove. That's what he said in training day. He said, who is your witnesses, Jay? It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. I know y'all seen training day. I'm going out with Denzel said, y'all sleep, part of the problem. A night compared to be serious. Part of a knife compared to. So you saying the knife is not a big deal than compared to a gun. That's what you saying, King. So you think he won't? So you think they ain't gonna look at it that bad? Oh no, he just had a knife. He didn't have a gun. He had a knife, which unalived a student. I'm trying to break down what King's saying right now. So that's what you saying? Oh no, don't worry about it. It was a knife. It wasn't. We glad it wasn't a gun. It just was a knife. We good. What languages you speaking? Man, come on, gang. You know what language I'm speaking. Stop it. Stop playing with me, gang. He said, okay, he can't argue the fact. Aggravated. That's what I'm saying, bro. But like I said, we can sit here all day and talk about it. It's up to the jury, gang. Hold up, gang. Oh, hold on right quick. Okay. Why did it do that? Okay. His school had no tent. So if his school, so you saying his school had no tent, so he ain't had nowhere to sit at. I heard that too, but it just, this is crazy work, gang. This gonna be a tough cookie right here. Then, like I say, bro, I'm gonna keep saying it. It's up to the jury. They gotta prove to the jury that he was guilty. They gotta prove to the jury that he was innocent. You know what I'm saying? They gotta prove. It's up to them, not the judge, not the prosecutors, not the people that's in the courtroom. To the jury. The jury. Probably go time to turn that feel good. Probably go do the time till he turn 21. And how old is Karmelo, gang? It's justified and Melo is innocent. It's justified Melo is innocent. Okay. Bro say he innocent. King say he feel like, man, nah, nigga, that nigga is innocent, gang. What is y'all niggas talking about? We gonna see, gang. We gonna see about it. We gonna see. We gonna stay locked in on this story. We gonna stay locked in with it. We gonna stay locked in with it. Let's play the rest of this clip right quick, gang. Let's play the rest of the clip right quick. Hold on right quick. Let's play the rest of the clip right quick. Hold on. rest of the clip right quick. In possession of a weapon, intent, threaten to harm, and your super chat. Your super chat isn't working. What? So that's why people ain't been able to send super chats. Oh, you know what? It said it had them. Y'all can send gifts though. It said it put on hold because I gotta confirm my thing, but y'all still can send gifts though. Yeah, y'all still can send gifts with the super chat thing. That's crazy. It did tell me that last night. I forgot about that. It told me that last night. My gifts still work, but my super chats. Because I'm waiting on my thing in the mail to confirm my address. No cap. You still can send, y'all still can send the gifts though. No cap. Let's watch the rest of this video. We gotta fit. All right, we gotta get that fixed, man. I'm missing out like that. No wonder people couldn't send the super chats, man. I'm glad you told me that, Burns. Appreciate that for telling me that, gang. Yeah, I appreciate that. No cap. Hold up, gang. Yeah, the gifts work though. Yeah, watch the rest of this.
They're throwing out is that, these Metcalf were some big boys, 6'1", 6'2", linebackers over 200 pounds. And they started talking about the size comparison thing again, starting to go down that rabbit hole. And they were talking about Austin. Austin was 6'1", 213, according to the medical examiner. And his brother Hunter, the defense is like, well, Hunter was similar in size, trying to make them out to be, the big bullies and all. That's the narrative they're going down. And as the defense attorney is asking this, I can see Jeff Metcalf, the father, just shaking his head like these boys are not the same size. And the young man on the stand said, I wouldn't say that. And he actually said that Austin was substantially bigger than Hunter, which is very interesting. Because, you're going down this narrative and then you have a witness on the stand that's supposed to be in support of your narrative and he's negating things that you're saying. I don't know how that looks in front of a jury. I imagine it's kind of damaging, maybe not extremely damaging, but it can't be, positive.
Yeah, and I saw this is one of the notes that you put in there, just something along the line of you have Hunter, who is apparently and this is before the incident happens. Hunter is apparently talking to Karmelo Anthony. Austin's tone was moderate, and I guess this student kind of doesn't remember saying this to a detective, but he had recalled at the time something along the lines of Austin said you better move before I beat your another word for behind that we can't say here, which that is different. That is different than what we heard from some of the other students as far as, if you're talking about the situation that Karmelo was in, that is certainly different than what we've heard from, some of the state witnesses that came earlier in the week.
Yeah, that's a win for the defense if the jury takes it on, because that shows that Austin Metcalf was equally an aggressor here. Because so far, through all the witnesses with the prosecution, everyone's, in this agreement that Karmelo was this aggressor. Karmelo was the instigator. Maybe that's a better word. And that Austin
What's up, Drake?
was simply frustrated. But now we're hearing that Austin might have been saying some curse words back to Karmelo, maybe provoking each other, versus just being a one-sided
Y'all
thing.
like them gifts up for me.
Karmelo was randomly
Hey, early morning, like them
legit
gifts
or
up for
not.
me. Said the super
we're
chats
still
ain't
talking
working.
about the provocation between these two young men, and that's what matters here. What are the facts and the truth
Support the
surrounding
platform for me, gang.
When you look at the cross-examination, though, from the prosecution, and it seemed like that they were almost prepared for this witness and what they were going to say, because there was one line, and I'm just kind of picking one out here, something along the lines of he wasn't from the shove that Austin Metcalf gave Karmelo Anthony, he was anticipating a shove back, something along that line. He was not anticipating Karmelo Anthony to pull a knife out and use that type of force. It just seems like the prosecution in some of these cases is prepared for what potentially could be some damaging testimony like what this student talked about.
Exactly, and that's to the point I was making earlier, Chris. When the defense brought this witness up there, he clarified to the court that they hadn't talked before, but then when the prosecution said, oh yeah, we've talked for more than 2 minutes, and I was like, why would the prosecution be talking longer to a defense witness? But they were going down this path, and it seemed like the kid was under direct examination versus cross-examination when they came to talking to the prosecution, because the prosecutor was walking down kind of the same questions that he'd been asking their student witnesses when they got on the stand, just establishing the scene. And again, to the point, the line you just pointed out, he was just expecting this shove back. Not really concerned. He's kind of watching the races and everything going on, not expecting a knife to get pulled out and not even being concerned or scared of the situation. You know, he didn't even feel like there was a fight that was going to happen. And he also ended by saying, you know, he did not see Austin Metcalf as wanting to fight. He clearly said in his last answer by prosecution under cross-examination that he felt Karmelo was in the wrong. And that's how the day ended. That was right before the adjournment and the recess right here, right now. So they got a few wins here, Chris, some small wins on the defensive side. I would have, like to hear more challenges by the defense just to,
who you talking about, like?
Their assessment of what was going on. But based on the witnesses call today, and again, very early, we don't know what next week is going to look. They have an off day tomorrow on Sunday. We don't know if Karmelo will take the stand. We don't know if we'll have stronger witnesses.
They in court Monday through Sunday?
Today, it seems like they're off to a weaker start than expected.
Yeah, and you think about the jury too, and just some of the emotion that I know you said that you saw from those jurors in the state case, you know, and certainly having that impact early. There's no doubt that this is a tragedy in any way. We'll see what happens next week as the defense now is presenting their case as Karmelo Anthony charged with first-degree murder. We'll see what happens next. Cody Thomas, great job as always. Court TV inside the courtroom for us.
Crazy work,
covering
man.
this very high-profile trial. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, crazy work.
As always, happy to be.
Yeah, that's just crazy work. No, I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy work. The whole case, like I said, when it come down to the Karmelo Anthony case, gang, it's all up to the jury. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's up to the jury. All we gonna hear is this your verdict? When we hear is this your verdict, we gonna know it's real. Because people going to talk about it still. Before the trial, during the trial, and after the trial. They going to feel how they feel on it. Me, once the jury tells you how it is, hey, we can't change it. We still can't change it. All we can do is just give our, tell everybody how we feel about it. But it's up to the jury, gang. They're going to have to prove to the jury, like I said, is he guilty or innocent? They're going to have to prove it. I'm talking about both sides, too. Both sides. Both sides, gang. Yeah, they got to prove from both sides, gang. That's how I look at it. It's all up to the jury. For real, though. But it's like, for real, though. For real, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all, gang. Crazy work. Yeah, the whole thing crazy work, gang. Yeah, the whole case crazy work, gang. Who's seen this right here? The U.S. biggest scammer. Feds say he stole $1.2 billion and became a movie star overseas. We're going to stay updated over here with the Karmelo Anthony thing, gang. I'm going to keep y'all updated on that and everything that's going on. But this right here, $1.2 billion became a movie star overseas. What did you do to folks like that? Say, boy, where you coming from?
Terrorists, narco traffickers, murderers, and rape world. How about we have a top 10 list for most wanted fraudsters?
Herb, I'm very excited about that. Welcome to our Google Hangout today.
Well, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be working with you on this project, Joel, and I look forward to many more of these sessions.
Great. What time is it over in the Philippines this morning?
It's about 10:47 in the evening, which is about 9:47 your time in Mobile.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Well, I know you're used to that. I don't know how I could get used to it, but I guess you would, right?
You get used to it after a while. However, I can share this with you. it's still brutal.
Sometimes when you're doing these stories, fam, you truly never know what you're going to find out. And the more I looked into this story to bring to you guys' attention, the more I felt like I was reading a movie script. Except today we talk about a LA scammer. Moved to the Philippines, got married, scammed the U.S. healthcare for over $1 billion. Testified, create a plea, accept the plea that would leave him to only pay restitution and on probation. But instead he goes on a run and become a movie star. I can't make this up. Let me slow it down for a moment. Within the last 24 hours, the FBI had announced a new wanted list dedicated to fraudsters. Most wanted fraudster lists established to eliminate fraud and bring to justice individuals defrauding the American people. The feds quoted, "Today we are launching the Vice President's historic initiative of the most wanted fraudsters list, representing some of the alleged worst of the worst who stole millions in taxpayer money. Allow federal law enforcement to mobilize the full weight of law enforcement to bring these individuals to justice."
The Vice President J.D. Vance's vision, he had an idea. He said, hey, you guys have a top 10 most wanted list for all gangbangers, terrorists, narco-traffickers, murderers, and rapists around the world. How about we have a top 10 list for most wanted fraudsters? So, Mr. Vice President, thanks to your vision, we're here to deliver, and you see it here today. It is live officially on the FBI website. I want all Americans to take a look at these most wanted individuals and look at the amounts, the tens of millions and billions of dollars in fraud that they have decimated our societies from. We rely on you. Our best form of information is the American public. Take a look at this top 10 most wanted. Let us know any information. There is no bad piece of information. The only bad piece of information is the one you don't give us. So
Crazy work. Oh, man. I ain't frauding like this, is it? Should have lied. They ain't living like this, is it?
So I look at the list, fam, and I don't know if this is a joke or not, but one man stood out, Herbert Kimball.
God dang. So y'all niggas really was doing it like that? Dang, y'all even got a woman in with it too? All the losses. Y'all know how much money is that? God dang, bro. It's the man we talking about, though. Herbert Kimball. What? Kimball. Herbert? What is his name? Herbert Kimball? But he got a hell of a name, boy.
Kimball, $1.2 billion in total losses for healthcare fraud. And I thought, how can a man get away with defrauding the government for $1.2 billion and not be traced? I instantly thought he was dead. They said it happened from 2014 to 2019. It is 2026. But what if I told you this man recently got married? Or what if I told you he recently starred in a movie? Or what if I told you this was after he went on the run? And what if I told you the feds say he went on the run and then he came back to testify and then went back on the run? It sounds like to me this man maybe, allegedly, had a deal with the old office of the FBI. And this new office won justice. I'm just a messenger. Another person stuck out was Elaine Esco, $32 million. I read into her as I tell you out the gate. That was PPP loan. Shammy. She's yet to be seen. Some believe she's in Jamaica, where she's from. But I want to focus on her, his scheme, his wife, some of the people he testified on, how this went under the Fed's radar for half a decade. And what this man possibly at today? Because if I found out via the internet, I know the Feds know. So before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle. I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to jump right to it. If you ever wish payday came sooner, this might actually
come on,
it's a
man.
banking app
Everybody
called
with these
Karmelo,
commercials,
a bunch of useful
guys.
tools. And one of the main tools lets
What
you
is y'all
access up to
doing?
750. You'll see an option to pop up and enter the promo code 1966. As of right now, he's 60 years old. The former entrepreneur and actor from Chicago, Illinois, is also known as a federal fugitive, wanted for his involvement in a $1.2 billion nationwide healthcare fraud scheme. As mentioned, Herb Kimball's profile is featured on the official FBI Fugitive Alert database. But if you do a simple, quick Google search of Herbert Kimball, you might stumble across a page that he made that's called Herb Kimball Net. And according to that website, Herb Kimball was based out of Los Angeles, California, where he co-founded SimFocus Productions. Herb's previous experience as an entrepreneur in sales and marketing and an accomplished young actor have given him a passion for film and television production. Herb Kimball is currently launching Urban Flicks, an exclusive streaming company. Now, the address is the first floor of this office building on 3000 North Hollywood Way, Burbank, California, which is a roughly 3,500 square foot first floor building. And as of today, this space is currently available for rent, with the rent requests currently going down to motivate a potential buyer. But fam, check when SimFocus Productions was established. 2017, which is a key time frame, as if though this was Herb Kimball's exit plan. Apparently, SimFocus Productions, LLC, was co-founded by a producer/actor named Matthew Grant. He was considered the real actor, a guy who played on Criminal Minds and NCIS LA. And since then, his business partner, Herb Kimball, has made his way in a number of projects, which we are later discuss. After finding out during this time, he was in the middle of a scheme that, according to the feds, racked up $1.2 billion. Herb had ended up moving to the Philippines and operating illegal call centers that was defrauding the American people, preferably seeing citizens that had health care. And before we tell you about the scheme, let's briefly go over his family in the Philippines. In the early 2010s, Herb Kemp was a health professor in the Philippines. Shortly after, he would meet his wife, Claire Reeves. The two got married at a simple ceremony in Sangre Lake at the fort.
Imagine being able to build anything just by
Man,
thinking
had a
about
nice little wedding and all, boy, with that money.
AI creation platform.
That boy was chilling.
Fast forward to November of 2024, and the feds say Herb was the fugitive kingpin in a major South Carolina national Medicaid scheme who was still missing. Judge voiced a plea deal that would have granted him probation, but had to pay $40